Hi, and welcome to D8 Squared. Today I'm going to be doing a video review on some IKEA motorized blinds. These blinds are battery powered and they can be controlled with a wall remote, or they can be controlled by your mobile device or your Echo Dot. And I'm going to be going over how all that works. The blinds in particular that I'm going to be looking at are the TREDANSEN, if that's how you say that. All these blinds will work basically the same way. The only thing that's different about them is the TREDANSEN is a blackout blind. This one here is a cellular blind that is not blackout. The other ones are roller blinds and that sort of thing. The only thing is, if you're going to be using your blinds with a smart device, you are going to have to buy the hub that goes with it. You can see this is a blind with a hub kit. If you're only planning to use the remote, you do not need the hub. So this all depends on how you're going to be using your blinds. One thing that's nice, when you use the app, you can program the blinds to open and close at certain times of the day. Like I have mine closing shortly after sunset, and then I just open them manually in the morning. Without the hub, you're not able to do that. You're just purely able to open them and close them by using the remote. So that's something to think about. So that's pretty much what we're going to be discussing. So let me show you what the blinds look like. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how these blinds work. This here is the remote control. It's just a wireless remote that mounts to the wall. It just sticks on with a magnet. So you can move it around if you want to. But it's simply push this button here and they open. Push this button here and they close. At any time, you can interrupt the opening or the closing if you want it to be open just a certain amount. So I'll go ahead and show you how this works. So here is one of our windows. Here's another window that have the blinds on them. Now I have this particular remote controlling both blinds. Each blind came with its own remote. I reprogrammed it to control them both because we're never going to want one open and one closed. We're always going to have them both open or both closed. So simply come over here and hit the close button and you'll see the blinds starting to close. Now it takes a little while for them to fully close or fully open, but it's really not too terrible. And then at any given time, if I push the button, it'll stop them. So if I push it, they stopped right there. So at this point I can go back and open them, or I can interrupt it again and hit close and go back down. So that's how it works with the remote control. So the other thing I wanted to show you was the battery. So the battery, well, first of all, you can also control the blinds open and closed here. So let's say the battery went dead in the remote. You can always just control it directly right here on the blind. But this is the little compartment where the battery is. So you flip that up, spin this out, and then you can just pop the battery out, pop a new one in. So I always have a spare battery. I bought an extra one. But I found that these batteries last really long. So I've been running these about usually up once a day and down once a day. And I've been getting, I've had them about 3 months and my battery's at about half strength. So I figure up and down once a day, the battery will last for 6 months. And it really doesn't take that long to recharge the battery. So, you know, when it starts getting low, once you open it for the day, you could charge the battery. And by the time you go to bed that night and want to close them, the battery will be charged. You can put it back in. So now I want to show you a little bit about how the app works. So it's the IKEA Home Smart app. And once you get things set up in here, your blinds will show up in whatever room they're in. So for example, in this case, I have them in the bedroom. So when I tap on that, it shows me the 2 blinds. So this is where I could open one blind if I wanted to, or the other. Whereas, as I explained earlier, I had the one remote tied to both. So if I ever wanted to open one, I could just come to the app and do it. But again, here, this is where you would go in and close your blinds if you wanted to. And you can do this from anywhere. So you don't have to be at home. You can be literally anywhere and you can control your blinds. So if you wanted to close them both, you would click the arrow here up on top, and then you can see the little animation showing that the blinds are closing. If I want to stop it, I tap on it and it was stopping them. So they were closing, and as you can see, they're closed, 15, 16%. They're never like perfectly in sync, but they're usually pretty close. And now if I wanted to just open one of them, I can click the open on just the left one, and it's opening. So you can decide which one you want open or closed and that sort of thing. Now here, if I click here, this is the blind or the remote for the blind. And you can see the battery in the remote is still moderate, so that lasts quite a while too. Now that doesn't use a rechargeable battery. That uses one of those little flat batteries. I can't remember which one, maybe like a 2032 or something like that. I don't know for sure. Now the way that you can check the battery in the blinds to see if you're needing to recharge them is there's really no way to check them, I don't think, without the app. Although maybe a light will start to blink on the blinds up by where you put the battery in if it's low. I don't know yet because I haven't actually gotten to a low battery. But you can check by clicking on the name of the blind in your app, and you can see here it says moderate battery. And I've had these for about 3 months now, and I've never recharged the battery yet. So you can see that the battery lasts quite a while. Another thing that is kind of cool, when you do click on the blind itself, see down at the bottom, you can have it be fully open, partially closed, mostly closed, or all the way closed. Those are like some presets. Or you can just drag over on the right-hand side down to whatever percentage you want, and it'll open or close to that position. And it shows this little animation showing how far along the way it is to get to where you wanted it to be. Now, another thing I wanted to show you is how to create a scene. It is a little bit convoluted the way you create scenes, but it's really not too bad once you get the hang of it. So if you click on the little icon down in the bottom middle, this is where your scenes show up. So for example, I already have one that's called Close at Sundown, but let's create a new one. So I'm going to click on Add a Scene, create a new scene, and I'm just going to say Close at Sunset, just to differentiate from the other one I have. So click Done. You're going to tell it which blinds you want to control. So in this case, I want to control the bedroom blinds, and I want to control them both. If I only wanted one or the other, I would have clicked on that little arrow and selected one or the other. But in this case, I want both. And this is where you could also click blinds you have in other rooms if you want all the rooms to do the same thing. So then click Next, and then click Finish. So all that did was create the thing, what blind you want to control. So now you have to go in and tell it, how to start that scene. So to start the scene, I'm going to click here, and I'm going to set a schedule if you want it to be at a particular time, or you could follow sunrise, sunset. So in this case, I'm going to do that. I'm going to follow sunset, and I want it to start immediately. So right at sunset, it's going to start doing it, or I could say 30 minutes after sunset, 30 minutes before sunset, and so on. And then which days, like right now, all the days are selected, but if I only wanted that to happen on certain days, I could select the days that I wanted. So then click Done, and it's done. So now at sunset, it's going to close the blinds in the bedroom. And that's basically how you set up a scene. So it's really not too complicated.
Overall, I've had really good success with these blinds. My hub is near the blinds. It is in one of the bedrooms. So if the hub gets too far away, you could potentially get into issues. So I would encourage you to have the hub in a centrally located location near your blinds. There are also the extenders that come with each set of blinds that can help. But by just having the hub in a close location will help a lot. So that's pretty much all there is to these blinds. I am super happy with them. The price is right compared to other motorized blinds in the market. And like I said, I haven't had any issues with them. They've been working great. Battery life is amazing. So that's my review on these blinds. Hope you liked it. Please leave some comments and what your experience is with these blinds so others can see that. And I appreciate you watching. Thanks.